at 4 first. The highlights. Lagos State government wants residents against illegal land reclamation, dredging, other unauthorized activities. Senate approves death penalty for drug offenders. On the foreign senior crimes president fires head of bodyguard after failed assassination plot. In sport, Nigeria's golden eaglet to stop Ghana tomorrow ahead Wafubi Under 17 Championship. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. The Lagos State government has warned residents against illegal land reclamation, dredging, and other unauthorized activities on its waterways, therein to apprehend and prosecute individuals, groups found wanting. Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Ekundayo Alibushu, who stated this at the ongoing ministerial press briefing at Alausa, said Bababajide Sanwo-Olu administration is poised towards making the state a 21st century economy with peaceful and secure environment, with all which will attract investors into the state daily. Alibushu hinted that in the last 1 year, the ministry has embarked on construction of 13 new concrete jetties in Badagry, Abuike to Ekwe Bay, others channelization of 6.8 kilometers Ikorodu Mende waterways to boost water transportation, creation of waterfront schemes through reclamation in Ekwe Atlantic City, Orange Island, Amuwodofi, Oworoshoki, among others.
We're formulating different policies to address quite a number of issues that are at hand. And it is important when we grant dredging permits, when the governor grants dredging permits, it's important to have an idea of the amount of sand that is being dredged. The issue is really not in dredging per se. The issue has to do with indiscriminate dredging, uncontrolled dredging.
Alibushu also said, among other interventions, the ministry also commenced the deployment of drones to capture the boundaries and adjourning details of waterfront and private sector schemes to produce images for geospatial information. On enforcement, the commissioner noted that 3 locally fabricated dredging machines have been confiscated by the ministry, while 6 persons had been arrested and prosecuted over illegal operations at the waterfront. Our correspondent Adela Akinele reports that the commissioner pledged the Sanwo-Olu administration commitment to aggressive infrastructure development in the waterfront. The Lagos Water Corporation has fulfilled its promise by disbursing compensation and other benefit to disengaged staff. Managing Director Mukhtar Tijani, who made the announcement in Ijora, expressed his sympathy for the staff and emphasized that the ongoing restructuring is essential for propelling the corporation forward and restoring its former prestige. Tijani explained that the audit should not be misconstrued as a witch hunting exercise, rather as a universal practice aimed at enhancing service delivery and addressing identified gaps or issues. He extended gratitude to Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for prompt payment of the 3 months notice pay and 2 months severance compensation to affected staff, thereby alleviating the impacts of the current situation. The Lagos State Police Command says it has detained a police officer for failing to maintain professionalism during a confrontation with a citizen. The state police spokesperson Benjamin Hunday in a statement said although the officer showed restraint most of the time, but he allowed his emotions to cloud his judgment on a couple of occasions. Hunday noted that the officer has been taken into custody for appropriate disciplinary actions. According to the reports, the incident involved a motorist, Adirile Aisha, who drove against traffic and allegedly assaulted the officer behaving in a disorderly and unruly manner. Now to the rest of the stories. The Senate has approved death penalty for dealers and importers of cocaine, heroin, and other hard drugs into the country. The proposed capital punishment also applies to manufacturing, trafficking, dealing, or delivery of hard drugs by any means. The Senate arrived at the resolution on the floor of the Red Chamber after deliberations on the National Drug Enforcement Agency Act Amendment Bill 2024. During the consideration of the report on the bill for passage, Senate Whip Leon Dume recommended that the punishment of life imprisonment be toughened and upgraded to death penalty. The Duke of Sussex and Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, have arrived at the Nigerian Armed Forces Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The Duke and Duchess arrived at the Defense Headquarters at about 12:45 this afternoon. The Military High Command had revealed that their visit to Nigeria will focus on engaging with the nation's wounded and injured soldiers and their families. Prince Harry's decision to visit Nigeria followed an invitation by the Military High Command following the nation's debut appearance at the 2023 Invictus Games held in Dusseldorf, Germany. The Invictus Games, founded by Prince Harry in 2014, is an international multi-sport event for wounded, injured, and sick military personnel that offers support, recovery pathways, and rehabilitation for the personnel post-injury. In foreign news now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has sacked the head of his personal protection unit, Sahi Rud, after two of its top officials were detained over an alleged assassination plot. Rud has led the president's security detail since 2019. No reason was given for his dismissal, which was announced in a brief presidential decree. The State Guard administration is critical for the safety not only of the president but other key figures in Ukraine and their families. The two colonels in the State Guard who were detained on Tuesday are suspected of belonging to a network of agents run by Russia's FSB security service. Zelensky has spoken of repeated Russian plots to assassinate him, but the latest revelations involved his own entourage and also targeted military intelligence chief Kirill Bogdanov and the head of the State Security Service, Vasil Malyuk. In sport now, Nigeria's Golden Eaglet, will arrive in the Ghanaian capital, Accra, on Saturday to defend the WAFB Under-17 Championship title at this year's edition of the competition that commences on Wednesday, 15th May. The five-time champions of the world, who swept aside every opposition to achieve glory in Kumasi, Ghana 2 years ago, failed to light up the Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations in Algeria and were ineligible to compete for another world title in Indonesia. Coach Manu Gaba will lead a technical crew that has the mandate of not only successfully defending the regional crown, but to continue to improve the squad for a great outing and onwards to a probable sixth world title. The Eaglet will face Burkina Faso at the University Stadium on Thursday, 16th May, with the kickoff set for 3 p.m. Ghana time, 4 p.m. Nigeria time, and later face Niger Republic on Sunday, 19th May, as well as Togo on Wednesday, 22nd May. And that's it on the news at 4, but just before we go, please do not drive beyond the specified speed limit. You can follow us and like all of various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration engaged independent managers for the management of the Lagos theatres? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State government has warned residents against illegal land reclamation, dredging and other unauthorized activities on its waterways, vowing to apprehend and prosecute individuals or groups found wanting. The Senate has approved death penalty for dealers and importers of cocaine, heroin and other hard drugs into the country. We also told you that Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has sacked the head of his personal protection unit, Sahi Rud, after two of its top officials were detained over an alleged assassination plot. In sport, Nigeria's Golden Eaglets will arrive in the Ghanaian capital Accra on Saturday to defend the WAFU B Under-17 Championship title at this year's edition of the competition that commences on Wednesday, 15th of May. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adirayo Idowolaya. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon and welcome to the return trip.